What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a weekly reset preview for Tuesday, November 4th. And time is really going pretty quick at this point. We are a month away from Renegades, which of course is interesting, but for the moment, we have a remaining week of Festival of the Lost. Beyond that, we will get the Call to Arms event that will begin next week, but for this reset, we do have a game update coming. Bungie also offer a couple of updates regarding things like reset time, the festival extension, and other updates that they have planned later in the week. So we'll cover those and everything else related to the game. As always, if you guys find the video helpful, be sure to hit subscribe and I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, now let's get into it. So initially, before we talk about the remaining festivities this week, Bungie have said, with regards to general news, that we're going to get another update later on, probably in the TWID on Thursday, and that will be a sandbox preview for some changes that we'll be seeing on the 2nd of December when Renegades drops. So just a little bit of a news update to keep in mind for later on this week. Otherwise, in relation to weekly reset times, Bungie have said the timeline has been altered once again, and daily and weekly resets now occur at 9 AM Pacific time. Of course, that's related to daylight savings, so just bear in mind resets will be a little bit earlier in the day. Always nice for us here in the UK at least, because otherwise the resets are later on in the evening. Probably makes less difference in other places, but let us know in the comment section and just generally keep it in mind. Ahead of the remaining week for Festival of the Lost though, Bungie have said there will be another update on Tuesday, November 4th, and this will be update 9154. Currently, we don't know what any of the changes are. There will be some background maintenance on Monday, and a couple of hours of downtime ahead of that update that we'll get on Tuesday, but as always, I'll keep you posted with the patch notes to see what we get. Additionally, as we said, with the extension of Festival of the Lost, that will run up until November 11th, so this is the very final week. Whatever it is that you want to get, whether it's cosmetic stuff, things from the event track, the weapons, armor, whatever it is, we have a final 7 days to get it completed. So let us know if you'll be taking advantage of that and any things that you are still chasing in this last week of the event. Looking at seasonal challenges though, I believe we have a couple of weeks left at the very least. This week is week 17. So for the challenges, we have Superfluous to defeat Guardians in the Clash playlist with super abilities. There's also Colossal Conquests. That requires us to complete 3 Grandmaster Conquests. And conquests can be found in the seasonal hub, of course. That also drops portal activity gear. Then we have Calibrate Close Range to get close range weapon kills like sidearms, SMGs, shotguns, glaives, and swords. There is bonus progress for defeating Guardians. That also applies to Calibrate Long Range, where we need to get kills with pulse rifles, bows, or trace rifles. So those are the new challenges for this week if you want to get them done. Over in the portal though, once again, despite Festival being live, Trials will return on Friday of this week. I believe Bungie said Ever-Burning Glitz will be the featured weapon this week coming, so keep that in mind for Friday's daily reset. Otherwise, the featured content on Kepler, I nearly said Europa for some reason, Kepler will change as always, so we'll get some new weekly missions. You can leverage these above 350 power to get 1 tier 5 drop per week. Otherwise, as always, you can use the loot cave on Kepler if you're at 450 to get a bunch of tier 5 drops very quickly, and you can search up videos on that if you need to. As always in the World tab though, when it comes to raids and things, whether they're on specific destinations or the Legends tab, they are now completely farmable, both in terms of legendary and exotic gear. So if you want to pick up any of the dungeon exotics or indeed raid exotic weapons and legendary gear, they're totally farmable with no lockouts at this point, so you can take advantage of that if you can get a team to run them. I kind of assume that with the Eververse store this week, we'll have another week of festival-related items since it's been extended, and Bungie were already running 3 weeks of event items in the store anyway. I guess we'll find out on Tuesday, but probably festival stuff. I will keep you posted as always though. The final thing in the World tab though is for the Dreaming City and the Ascendant Challenge this week for anyone who wants to run it, and it will be the Shattered Ruins which can be found via the Spine of Keres. So not too difficult to find, but if you want a video showing the location, I'll run a clip at the end of this video. For the moment guys, that is what we have to round up. So as always, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, a rating very much helps us out on the channel. We're going to start to get more Renegades news in the next couple of weeks, so kind of curious to see exactly how all of that is going to pan out. Keep it locked and loaded here on the channel, and I will keep you up to date. Also let us know any things you're looking forward to in the future of Destiny. The Call to Arms stuff next week will be interesting. Also curious to see how Bungie push that, given that it is sort of an end of season and catch-up event ahead of Renegades. Good opportunity if they get it right, but of course that is a conversation in itself. For the moment, thank you for tuning in as always, and whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.